Hey, this is the Sounds on Vinyl show, the only show on the planet that will make your ears bleed. This week, we've got a warning, we've got some news, and we've got music from a band called Nedtur, which I'm probably pronouncing way wrong. It's a Norwegian name, and we'll get to them later on in the show. We'll be right back. My name is Phil Boyer, as always, still have not changed it. And with me from across the vast open sea is my brother from another mother, Professor Rockstar Extraordinaire, lead singer. Well, I guess he's lead singers too. He splits himself off and he sings in like every band imaginable, including bands that don't even exist.
Oh yeah.
So
Especially
Mike,
those.
Svensson Mike.
Yes. I'm here.
What's in the news? What's in the news?
What's in the news? I mean, I think we tend to go like, because we're so super excited about telling people all the great news is out there in the rock and roll world that I personally forget that. I mean, the vinyl records. I mean, they're still out there, and I got a brand new with me today. I'm thinking that being this excited that I am right now, I will never forget again to show a brand new vinyl record. So here it is. It's kind of a news still, so I'm going to reach down.
Yeah.
And our friends in Liar Thief Bandit, they have released a new album called Diamonds, and it's packed to the brim with loads of cool songs. It's supposed to be an EP though, but it's like it's one of those albums. I mean, do you remember you got from the get go you got like 10 songs, and then all of a sudden people are doing 10, 12, and you thought that was fine, and all of a sudden those motherfuckers come with 9. What do you mean 9? 9 songs, 8 songs? What the fuck? Is that a full length? So they call this an EP, I believe, and it has like 7 songs.
Not bad.
Which is a bit much for an EP, I think.
Yeah, it's like right there in the middle between LP and EP.
But they call it.
See, that's the thing about these guys. They don't disappoint.
No,
they're always over delivering. They're always showing up with a little bit of extra.
Yeah, I think so,
and that's what I love about these guys.
So, and if you're watching, I'm holding up the record right there. It's a vinyl record. Liar Thief Bandit, of course, Diamonds, and this is I had a talk with Mike the other day. They are actually going on tour again. They just been on a huge tour of Germany, and they're going to Spain in November.
Ooh,
and they're always in the midst of doing stuff. It's a great band. Where you and I are fans of them, and I'm a bit like. It's like this. I have no filter when I like stuff, especially on music. It's like I was listening to it's a spoken word. I think it is. It's called a spoken word with Henry Rollins, and he describes that he has no filter himself when he meets like famous people or people in bands, and I could relate to that. I have no filter. It's sort of like Mike and I know each other, but it's sort of like, dude, you released a new album, man. Fuck yeah. It's on white vinyl. It's on pink vinyl. It's on black. I need them all, man. And he goes, okay. Are you sure? Yeah, man. I'm a collector. What the fuck? I love your songs, man. It's sort of like, it's like meeting the guy for the first time. But it's since they released stuff I only listen to one song because I'm waiting for the the physical album because it's a ritual that I have. But I sometimes I feel when I meet him, we're sitting down having coffee and having a great conversation, but I tend to go there. Oh man, yeah, fuck yeah, I love the new stuff, and it's sort of like, oh, I should be cool, man. But still, Lion Thief Bandit, new album called Diamonds. Go check it out,
Check that shit out.
motherfuckers.
Make it happen.
Make it happen. So what's
Make it
up?
happen.
What you got on your list
Oh,
of
Judas
stuff?
Priest. Judas Priest.
Oh man.
Fucking hell. So I saw that they're playing a bunch of classics in
Mm-hmm.
their set list right
Oh
now.
yeah,
And that's just fucking awesome.
it
Because
is.
I've seen Priest a couple times. Actually, I've not seen Priest. I take that back. I've seen Rob Halford play
Oh,
in
oh.
various bands, but I've never seen Priest play.
Mhm.
And whenever I see Halford, I'm hoping that he'll play Beyond the Realms of Death because that's my ultimate favorite Judas Priest song. I think
Mhm.
that just that could be almost my favorite song, period. Um, and they're actually playing that in their set list right now, and I'm totally jealous of everybody that gets to go and see
Yeah,
that
because they're
live.
celebrating like the 50th anniversary of the band, which is it's fucking
It's
insane.
amazing. Yeah, I know, 50 fucking years. And so the solo in that song, the first solo, the one
Mm.
that Glenn used to play or played
Mhm.
on the record, is just one of my favorite solos. I think it's the greatest solo ever done. And so I'm watching the YouTube video of this, right? And I'm waiting to see if Richie gets to it, how he's going to treat it. If he's going to
Mhm.
fuck it up, or is he going to do a just kick ass on it? And the dude pulled it off, man. He did a
Yeah,
beautiful job on that solo.
yeah,
Kept it true. It was
yeah,
just it was
he's a
amazing.
great guitar
Just
player.
amazing.
I've
Yeah.
actually seen not with KK but with Glenn when he was still up and running, and I've seen Priest a couple of times, with his Parkinson. I think it is Parkinson, right?
Hmm.
Um, he he often comes in on stage and doing like 2 or 3 songs, so he's still there as a member of the band. But Richie
Hmm.
Faulkner, man, dude. Sometimes I think he looks like KK, a young KK Downing,
Yeah.
but he's playing. It's so great. There's so much power in what he's doing, and he's sort of like, I've read somewhere. I'm a fan of Judas Priest. He said, For, first of all, I'm a fan. So to be able to play in Judas Priest, I have to do the songs the way it's supposed to be. So I'm guessing that you're right
Hmm.
with that Beyond the Realms of Death. That's a great fucking song.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's just it's so amazing. And I think that really showcases how well Richie can play. I
Oh
think
yeah.
anybody that had any doubts on his ability,
Hmm.
nailing that solo and nailing that song,
Yeah.
I think really
Yeah.
and
It's
actually Rob did a good he's doing a pretty good job singing the old tunes as well.
yeah.
You know, even
I
though
I
he's
read
getting up
somewhere.
there, but
Yeah, I read somewhere that they're finishing off and then their new album.
yeah.
So yeah, it's only a couple of songs that Rob has to lay down some vocals on, and then they're done. So what do you think about like bands with like Judas Priest and so forth with 50th anniversary doing another album? What do you think about that?
You know,
Should they
we
call it
talked about
quits?
this. We kind of talked about this a little bit before, and I think as long as they can cut it
Hmm.
still, and a
Yeah,
lot of bands can't, and they're
yeah.
relying on their laurels. I think Firepower was a decent record. There was some
Oh yeah,
actually really good songs on there.
I agree.
You can definitely, if you look at Priest over that 50 years, their their style has changed. The
Mm,
band has really evolved. They've reinvented themselves every few years.
yeah.
I mean, you look at some of the older stuff like Dreamer Deceiver, and then you compare that to something off of Firepower, it's like almost two different bands.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean it like they were able to, evolve and change
Yeah.
with the times, if you
And take it
will,
to the
right?
next level, because
Yeah.
I think we talked about this. Say what you will about, like, of course we want, like, Defenders of the Fates and Scream for Vengeance. We want that because that's what we grew up with. But I'm just so happy that bands like Judas Priest and Iron Maiden still puts out music that's quality. And say what you
Hmm.
will about the songs, but it's quality music. It's not shit. You're not doing this only to make money, and you don't care. I mean, when you listen to Judas Priest Firepower, you can hear, I mean, the good old days in there, the stuff that
Hmm.
we grew up with. It's still there. It's still an essence. But as you say, they have evolved, taken it to the next level, and went with the flow when it was like more metal, or death metal or thrash or whatever. They made Painkiller. Still
Hmm.
Judas Priest, but it's heavy as hell, fast and loud. Still Judas Priest, but it had to be in there so they could be a band that we still are talking about till this day, because
Hmm.
they took it to the next level. Oh, okay, so you want heavy? Okay, we'll give you heavy. We're fucking Judas Priest, man. We're the metal gods. and
Yeah.
and and then all of a sudden it grew from there. And it's so beautiful to see bands like that doing it and taking it, and not just relying on old tricks,
Yeah.
go out and playing the top 20 songs or whatever. It's
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. But then you got bands like Def Leppard and Metallica that, I mean, Metallica is a hard case because obviously they're doing something right because they're one of the richest bands, top two richest band in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But they evolved in a bad way, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
They changed. Say what you want about the quality of the music. I think it's a cop out.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of those songs, when you're doing like Unforgiven 3, it's time to move the fuck on and
Mm-hmm.
stop. And that's relying on a past success,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. And
Yeah.
Metallica with what's the latest album now?
Hardwired to Self-Destruct.
Yeah. I mean, it was probably the best thing they put out since Justice, but it's
Mm-hmm.
still not Metallica. It's not
Mm-hmm.
the Metallica that I know and love. It's still,
Yeah.
you know,
But it's
and
don't you think it's like this because we're not seeing eye to eye on this. But I agree. After the Black Album, that there was it went downhill for me. I think Hardwired to Self Destruct is a decent album, but it's sort of like I read an article about this when they've released Kill 'Em All, and that was done in, like, I don't know how many days or hours they recorded and did that, and it was like underground thrash metal. There's this new band called Metallica, and then all of a sudden they release um, Ride Lightning with acoustic guitars, and fans back then going, "What the fuck? Why you're bringing acoustic guitars into metal music? What the fuck is wrong with you? You're fucking sellouts." And then all of a sudden, Monster Puppets came along. Fucking hell! Still more acoustic guitars, and then you got some instrumental stuff. What the fuck, man? Fucking sellout! I'm gonna burn all my Metallica albums. Fuck no. You can't satisfy all the people. I get your opinion, and I'm with you to a certain point, but there is always going to be people saying that, oh, I got their first demo the first one. They didn't even have an album out, but I got it, and after that, they sold out. So you some people. I mean, bands that tend to want to release stuff and tour. Of course, they want the masses to listen to them, and I thought it was a bold move to go with the Black Album. Not their greatest. I still think Ride the Lightning and Monster Puppets is it's the best stuff that they ever did. They're not going to top that. That's their Sergeant Pepper, if you will, or Dark Side of the Moon, or whatever, Paranoid, or whatever you want to call it. But how the fuck do you top that? I mean, should they quit after
Well, that's
Master
kind of my
Puppets?
point, though.
Yeah.
They some bands can, some
Mm-hmm.
bands can do something like Ride the Lightning and Master
Mm-hmm.
and top it.
Yeah.
Iron Maiden, Priest, they've shown that they can do that. They can
Yeah.
create that kind of music over and over. I don't think, as much as I love the old Metallica, and I really do,
Mm-hmm.
and I know I make fun of the Black Album and all that stuff, I just don't think they used everything they had on those
Mm-hmm.
first four records.
Mm-hmm. I
And they
agree.
couldn't, and they should have. And again, they were able to create something that the masses liked. But for me, music isn't about going after the masses. It's going after the fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a fan of Metallica, and Metallica let me down because they wanted a bigger paycheck.
Yeah.
And you can call that selling out, you can call that whatever you want. I don't think the music on the Black Album reflected a lot of what came before. They completely changed.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we've talked about parallels to U2, the band U2. Again, it depended on the touring season, but it's either U2 or Metallica that's the richest band. They did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They went from this rock and roll, this good old fashioned Irish rock and roll,
Mm-hmm.
to pop.
Yeah.
You know, they
Mm-hmm.
gave everybody their latest album on iTunes, that whole nightmare back in the day,
Yeah.
and all that because
So
they
when
wanted
they
to
get
reach the
rich, they should
masses.
stop.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you gotta when you're doing music, you should, well, from a fan perspective,
Yes.
you got to keep the fan in mind.
Yeah.
As an artist, you got to do what you got to do, and I
Yeah.
understand that. I'm an artist myself. I don't do music, but I do other stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
so I get that. But you know, should a band give it up at a certain point? I don't know. Maybe that's not for the fans to decide. I guess we decide when we don't buy their shit anymore.
Mm.
We don't show up for their tour. We don't we stop. I mean, I don't know. If Metallica came to Idaho Falls, would I go see them? I probably would because it's going to be in a tiny fucking venue and that would be amazing because they do play old stuff.
Yeah.
But would I go to a big stadium and see them? Probably not.
Even
Probably
if
not. Would I?
somebody handed you a ticket, say it's free, go.
It depends.
Oh fucking hell! Have you seen the set list,
I have
dude?
not. I mean, to be fair, I don't keep track of Metallica that much anymore,
No.
because they've let me down as a fan, and so there's a lot of other music that I try to discover and stuff. But I mean, again, Def Leppard is one of those bands too. You know, they went full on pop and they've grown their audience and they're doing very well without my support. I can sit here and say all this crap and there's people listening that are probably going, that guy's a fucking idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. This last Def Leppard album was tits. And you know what? If you like that stuff, that's awesome because that's what music's all about.
Yeah.
It's about connecting and it's about listening and making you feel something. So
Yeah.
just because I don't like it and I say I don't like it doesn't mean that I'm telling everybody to not listen to it except for the Black Album. Friends do not let friends listen to the Black Album. That is the worst fucking abomination in history. That
Oh
should
man.
just burn in hell.
Oh damn.
Anyway,
Oh, speaking of bands that should maybe call it quits, it's on up for debate at the moment because uh, Sweden Rock Festival is celebrating their 30th anniversary next year,
30
2023.
years. Wow.
30 years, and they dropped four major acts already. I mean, I was yesterday, I think, or the day before. You want to hear who's playing?
I don't know with that intro. I don't know if I do.
One of them, it's golden for me. Iron Maiden is
Oh
back.
fuck yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Sign me up.
2018 was the last time that I saw them on Sweden Rock. I think it was 2018. I guess so. Def Leppard is coming back. They were there like I don't know, 2019, something like that. And now it gets hairy. Motley Crue, they're still going. I mean, wasn't that like long ago? Okay, I'm a Kiss fan, I know, but still, Motley Crue with Vince Neil, dude.
Uh, I
Yeah,
don't know. I am
I me neither.
again. Motley Crue should have given it up after Shout.
Yeah, I know, but it's. I mean, the dude can't sing anymore. I mean, for real, he's not singing the words to the songs. Have you heard him?
You know what I heard? I heard that he was in a bad place with health. He wasn't taking care of himself,
Okay.
and I heard that he kind of got his shit together, and that he did a show that he actually sounded halfway decent. I mean, if we're being
Oh,
honest, Vince Neil can't.
yeah,
He never could sing, right? It sort of worked with the
yeah,
first two records, but
yeah.
he never was like the best singer in the world,
No,
right? He's not a fucking Ronnie James Dio by any stretch of the imagination.
no, no, no.
But supposedly he did a show, I want to say it was in Vegas or somewhere. It was a small venue, right? It was just
Hmm.
him solo. I think he was doing crew songs, but um yeah, and he actually was able to pull it off.
Oh
But you're
shit.
right, before that he was like
When was
why
this?
even?
When was when did he do that show?
Oh, geez, the way days fly. It was probably this is probably close to a year ago, 6 months
Oh,
maybe,
okay.
6 months to a year. So
Because I've heard
somewhat
because I've
recent.
heard the stuff that he does now with Motley.
So that was just a fluke then.
I don't know. I don't know. Go YouTube it and listen to
I'd
the
rather
man.
not. I'd rather not.
You see? Okay, and the last band is Ghost.
I
And
really want to like those guys. I really do. I
yeah,
really
yeah,
I just this last record, it was like, okay, I don't know what the fuck you're trying to pull off here.
no. I don't get it
Um,
either. I mean, I mean, people say, "Well, Kiss." I mean, I mean, Ghost. The music. It's sort of like it's soft pop music with masks and their ghouls and their. I mean, Alice Cooper was raw in the early
mhm.
70s. Kiss up till 1976, they'll run you over for crying out loud. And
But I
I
feel
see.
like Ghost is a little different. Ghost is more of like an opera, whereas
For
Alice
crying out
Cooper was more of a show,
loud. Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, if you look at like Ghost, they do the whole communion, like the whole first row takes communion. They bring all these hot chicks out wearing slutty nun costumes and they hand out the stuff for communion, and I kind of like that idea. You know, hey, let's bring the fan in, let's reward them for spending $300,000 on a fucking front row ticket, right? I like I said, I really want to like it, and the but I feel like this whole, like you said, the masks and this whole thing
Hmm.
is show, and I think it worked. I mean, this band seemed to come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Um, and I kind of did love the videos that they did when they like on their first couple records, you know, where they would tell the story and they would, you know, um, kind of introduce the new record and the new Papa, you
Yeah.
know. And the I thought it was funny, the whole debate. It's like, oh, I don't like this new lead singer, and it's like it's the same as the other guy. But yeah, you're right. Especially this last record, it's fucking pop.
Yeah.
It's pop music
And
with
and
with a little bit of rock over here, just standing next to it. Like
yeah. But
it's
yeah, yeah, I know. I just can get it. I've seen them two times live. They were opening up for Foo Fighters one at a time, and I think Metallica the other one. But it's I don't get it. And I love theatrical music, for crying out loud. I'm even trying to because I think David Bowie was such a cool artist. I'm trying to go through his catalog just because I think he was so fucking cool. I'm having a hard time doing that, but still, I mean, that guy could perform. It was like, oh, I get it. I get what you're doing, man. But I don't get what Ghosts is doing. It's sort of like, well, it's this and it's that. I don't know. And I was speaking to a friend of mine the other day, and it was sort of like I said, "Do you believe that Ghost would be this big if it wasn't for James Hetfield wearing that T-shirt on a TV show and they were in Sweden for the Big Four and the reporters say, "Hey, you got a T-shirt with Ghost on. Do you know they're a Swedish band? Why do you have a?" It became a thing, and then all of a sudden, he's out in the audience looking at Ghost, and people are sneak filming James Hetfield, and all of a sudden, boom! James Hetfield loves Ghost. There has to be something. Let's go there. Let's do this. Well, I don't know. I don't know.
I think if that hadn't happened, I don't know if I think Hetfield is responsible for Ghost's success.
No, no,
I
no.
do think that one way or another, they would have, especially with this last record, they would have found an audience for
Yeah.
it. And they, I mean, they're still not huge. I
No.
mean, they've got a decent amount of fame, but they're not. I don't think they're household names like a lot of band, like the Foo Fighters, right?
No.
You know, so
Yeah, I just I don't know. I'm well. I'm gonna take the high road and do what you did. If you like Ghost, be my guest. As long as I don't have to listen to it. So, but if
as
you're
long as it's
happy,
not around me, you're good. Go listen to that in a closet with some headphones on. They do it. It's fine. Just don't do it around me, okay?
oh man, oh man, oh man,
Oh, fucking
oh
hell.
shit. Uh,
Shit. What
yeah.
else you got in the news? Is there
Oh,
anything else?
yeah. Uh, Pantera reunion. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Have you read about it?
I try to ignore it, but it
You
keeps
try.
popping up. I was one of those guys that I never understood the fascination with Pantera. I thought
No.
that band fucking sucked.
Yeah.
I never got them. I never
Okay.
understood it.
Yeah.
And
There
this
were some
reunion
some songs
thing,
that I thought was really cool, but well, as a whole, I don't know, but it's I think I respect them. They were really good musicians. I like Dimebag Darrell as a guitar player and whatnot. But it's the lineup for the reunion is Phil Anselmo on vocals, of course, and Rex Brown on bass guitar, which is like the only two original members. Then you got Zach Wild on guitar, and then you got Charlie Bennett from Anthrax. And I read a couple of articles and a couple of posts on different forums and on Facebook and so forth. And I think people are divided. Some Pantera fans going, "What the fuck? Why are you doing this? Are you doing this to make money or whatever?" Because they didn't say that we're doing this to pay tribute to Dimebag Darrell and what's his Vinnie Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, People want to hear the songs, so they're gonna hear the songs. I don't know if that's a right way to go. I don't know. I don't actually have an opinion, but I'm throwing it out there because I read somewhere that Zach Wild said I'm never going to be in a Pantera reunion band. He got asked like a year ago, and now lo and behold,
Until he's
he's.
offered enough money.
Oh yeah, I don't know, but it's would people people pay to see this? I don't know.
I think so. I think they
Yeah,
might. I don't know. I
I
I, I
don't know.
think I'd rather go see Ghost.
Or Metallica doing only the
Or
Black
Metallica
Album.
with the Black Album. Acoustic.
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 Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, geez, I don't know. I don't know. But it's as long as people are happy. Well, I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know.
Honestly, I think this is a disservice to Pantera fans. I think if you need to let that legacy go. You need to let that be what it is.
Hmm.
Right? That's what I think.
Mm,
When you're going out, and you could argue the same thing for Priest, but
yeah.
when you're going out with only two original members, that's sort of kind of an issue. I
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
Priest is only, well, technically it's only one original member with Priest right now, but
Yeah.
I think you can call Halford pretty much an original member,
Yeah.
close enough.
Uh,
You know,
but it's crazy because I shouldn't have an opinion of about this since I'm a Kiss fan, and I still go to see Kiss perform live. But it's sort of like it's different because nobody died. Somebody got drunk and somebody got stoned, so they couldn't stand on their feet. I mean, if people died, I think that's different. It said when in 1980 when John Bonham died, both Robert Plant and John Paul Jones said, "This is it," and Jimmy Page, "This is it. There's no more Zeppelin," and they haven't done anything since then. But when they decided to do something special, they did one-off show to
mm-hmm.
celebrate the guy who gave them a record deal, and they used Bonham's son,
Yeah,
um,
Jason.
Jason Bonham, and
Yeah,
that's I think that's different. I think that's different because that's more like decent. I
it
mean,
wasn't a money grab.
no,
It wasn't a
no,
money grab, and they
no,
could have gone on tour and made bajillions
yeah,
with Jason on drums. They could have fucking killed it, and they
yeah,
didn't.
yeah,
To me, big respect to Led Zeppelin
yeah. I think
for
so.
staying true and letting Led Zeppelin be Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. Do you
And
know what?
and Robert Plant, and they're all going off doing their own thing now, and
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I agree. Do you know what they did with the tickets? They made a lottery out of it, so that people with money shouldn't couldn't buy all the tickets. So you had to be handpicked. So
Yeah,
it was sort of like a lottery,
I
which
would have
is
loved to
which
seen that. That would have been
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So it was random people that got tickets to the show to be able to buy tickets for the show. So because you know people with money, they I mean they could buy like 10 or 20 tickets, even though they're like $300 a pop,
Hmm.
and still be able to sell them or whatever.
Yeah.
So well, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, speaking of, I forgot, man. Talking about like $300. There's this new thing with boxes from bands, the vinyl boxes and whatnot in them, and they cost a fortune. Creatures of the Night with Kiss is it's about to get released in November, and listen to this. Um, you got a box set with a super deluxe box set, 103 total tracks, 75 unreleased tracks, 34 demos, rarities, and outtakes, and they will charge you almost $400 for this. four
Are
hundred
you in?
dollars,
Are
huh?
you in? You buying it?
No,
No.
no,
Mr. Ultimate Kiss fan isn't dropping
yeah,
400 bucks for this. For
no,
75 unreleased tracks, you're
yeah.
not?
No, because I'm gonna wait a while till the prices drop, and then I'll buy it. But it's nuts. You can book them ahead, and be sure to book them ahead, and it's gonna be sold out, and only $400. And then of course they're gonna release uh, a remastered version. And we talked about this with the half speed thing. Remember? It's
Mhm, mhm.
remastered in half speed, and I've in the back of my mind, I've heard about this. I mean, for a long time, but I didn't think it was like a thing. So I hooked up Soren, our good
Mhm.
friend Soren, who
Yeah.
made that book all about vinyl. And I asked him, "What's the deal with this? The half speed mastering? That's been around, like it's not a big thing." And he said, "No, it's not. It sounds a bit better though, but it's more of a gimmick right now. So they're
Mm.
releasing that on a remastered LP as well." But it's crazy box sets going left and right for like three, four, $500.
Man, that's insane.
Jeez,
Nobody's
man.
got that kind of money to drop on
No,
that.
I
No,
don't
man.
know. I don't know. Well, it's worth it if you got it, man. It's only for the special fans that got the money. Okay, so I've been collecting since I was like 9 years old, and I have a job. I have a family, for crying out loud.
You got
Jeez,
bills to pay.
what
You
bills to
know?
pay?
It's not
Fucking hell!
yeah,
You're
fucking
not a
crazy.
true fan if you don't buy the boxes. Then you're not a true fan. Fuck you.
Fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that. But
Okay,
speaking of fans,
should we play some
yeah,
music, man?
let's play some fucking music.
Play some fucking
Let's get
music.
some fans for this band. So what do
Oh
we
yeah.
got, man? What have you
We
got?
got this band. They're from Sweden. Their bass player is from Norway. Still, I don't know, because you're a Norwegian descent, so I had to
That's right,
bring
man.
that up. But this is a band. Let's do a Swinglish version of their band name.
Swinglish. Okay.
Yeah, Nedtur.
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 There
Yes,
we go. Everybody at home, one, two, three. Nedtur.
Nedtur.
There we go.
There you
There we
go.
go.
Nedtur. So this is a band that plays a mix of energetic punk, hardcore, and metal. And I spoke to the bass player, and he said, we kind of just do what we feel like because having fun is more important than labels."
I love that.
Damn,
I
that's
fucking
deep,
love
man.
that.
You see? And I've heard of them because, if I'm the singer of every band there is, Martin, who's also in Dead Anarchy and Team Anarchy and Phlegma, he plays drums with Nedtur also, of course. And we're
Of
at the
course.
same rehearsal space, so I've met them all. So it's fucking insane when you hear them play. It's like 190 miles an hour, and yeah, it's oh man. So, but this is their song "Pillow Face." So give it up. It's Nedtur, everybody, on Sounds on Vinyl.
From the town south of here lies a bay. He's now risen. Oh no, 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 no. Slaughtering, stabbing, slicing, banging, burning. Now he's dicing. Oh no, no, no. What the hell is Victor boy? What the heck is the girl? Gonna make your skin crawl. He's gonna cut you 3 a.m. Tayo says, yes, but does. What the Ranai? Oh no, 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 no. Pursuing his victims with his twin blades in every hand. Oh no, 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 no. Threatening and messaging and chasing round and round until mommy goes. Oh no, no, no. What the hell is Victor boy? What the heck is Santa God? Gonna make your skin crawl. He's gonna cut you. What the hell is Victor boy? What the heck is Santa God? Gonna make your skin crawl. He's gonna cut you. When's the night you're gonna be all alone? For a fight you wanna could have should have stayed home looking around for all. Righteous like Victor. For a cut he's gonna wanna come and kill you here. Cheat you, killing me, she cannot save you. Nothing around here. He's the pillow face. What the hell is Victor boy? What the heck is Santa God? Gonna make your skin crawl. He's gonna cut you. What the hell is Victor boy? What the heck is Santa God? Gonna make your skin crawl. He's gonna cut you.
Fucking hell.
You see,
That's what
See?
it's about, man. That's what it's
Nedtur,
about.
Pillow Face. Fucking hell. I mean, those
Pillow
guys.
face.
Yeah, and they're actually in the midst of recording and writing new songs for
Oh, nice.
further release. Is going to be very soon, I think.
Cool.
I was getting. I will just check my email real quick. So yeah, later on this year they're going to release some new material, which I think is
Nice.
cool.
Yeah, can't wait for
they're-
that.
Yeah, and
That's some
they're
good stuff.
rowdy as hell. I dig that. It's kind of old school punk. I think. I don't
yeah.
hear the hardcore and metal, but it's old school punk rock music.
Yeah, like sort of like 70s, late
Yeah.
70s, early 80s kind of punk.
Yeah, it's
Like
it's
British
more
punk
of
almost,
it's
yeah.
more of the New York vibe, I think. In
Oh, do
there,
you?
and
Okay.
yeah, I really dig that. So Nedtur,
That's good
everybody,
stuff.
go check them out. We'll have links in the description for all the good places that you can go and find out more about this band. So go check them out. They're great.
Yes.
Well, that's it. That's
That's
all
it.
I got.
That's all we got. Right.
Yeah.
If you got any, you want to yell at me and tell me that Metallica Black Album is the best album ever, and that Motley Crue should just keep going until they die.
Yeah.
There's going to be a link into the description. You can click. You can record a little message to us if you have questions. We can answer those. Go make it happen.
Yeah. And speaking of that, I sort of got a question actually.
Oh,
I actually got a DM, but it's I was talking to this guy, and I told him about the show, and oh, that's cool. So we talked back and forth, and he was asking. His name is Tom. Tom, if you're listening to this show, I don't know why you should, but if you are, it's he wants to know. Let me see if I can get this correct here. He knows he wants to know what he should focus on when collecting music? Should he focus on what his friends, because he's new at this, he's a young dude. I don't think he's sort of in his early 20s. uh, is he going to focus on what everybody tells him to listen to, because it's getting bombed? He bought a record player, he got some albums from his dad and so forth, and it's made in his Judas and Kiss and whatnot. And all of his friends are going, "Oh, you have to have this, or you have to have Black Sabbath and so forth." And we had a long conversation, and I told him to go with whatever he thinks is cool and sounds right. Don't matter if it comes from your friends or whatnot. Go check out. And I told him that you could go check out past shows that we have done where we talk about Easy Daisy, we're talking about Dio and so forth, and get some inspiration, because he rarely heard the early Dio stuff, and he heard a couple of songs. So go check out that. So what do you think about that? What do you think Tom should do?
I think he should go to the store and pick up every single Post Malone record that was ever done. And then he should pick up the Black Album anniversary box set and just kind of go back and forth. No, I think you nailed it. I think, yeah, you gotta. I mean, you could take, inspiration from your friends and stuff like that, but I think ultimately you gotta find what you like, and if that's Post Malone with a little bit of Metallica, then go make it happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to find your own groove. You
Yeah.
know? And don't be afraid to listen to something that your friends don't like.
Yeah, because he in that conversation he's sort of like, well, people they're really mad if I don't if I don't like the first Maiden album and so forth. And I said, it doesn't matter. Let people get mad. Who cares? As long as you're into the music that you listen to and want to buy, that's like the main thing. Forget about everybody. I mean, you're the ones that's supposed to sit there with all these records and think, wow, I made this purchase, man. Fucking hell, it's a Number of the Beast, or it's Holy Diver, or Scream for Vengeance, or whatever you want to pick up. So
Village People. let's not leave out the Village People. Come on, man.
You see,
you got to get your YMCA on.
YMCA is fun to stay at the Y. Oh no, okay, we're not.
All right. We should just leave before
before
this guy's like, I'm worse off now than I was before.
So Tom, if you're out there, take our word for it. Go with what you think it's cool in your own mind, and fuck everybody else.
Fuck everybody else.
Yes.
And on that note, we'll see all you fuckers next week.
Oh yeah.
Until then, later.
Later.